You mentioned your birthday, turning 38 years old in the middle of training camp. Does that do anything to your mind? I mean, you starting out as a teenager, do you go, gosh, 38 years old, I'm getting old for this sport, or how do you feel?
I think I'm getting younger, actually. The vision is like, it's a privilege, you know, like the more time I see coming, that's give me more, the more time I see I'm having more time, that's me, I'm having more experience. So when I step into the mat and I see all these young guys, you know, and I say, I'm ahead of them. They don't warm up properly, you know, they think, because when you're youth, you just think, you don't think. That, like I said, you only 3% prepare themselves for the future. You know, the rest just go with the flow. But when the problem with age was funny, because I heard his story. So this story it's very simple. These people, they live in away from the, they never had a contact with humans. These guys, they're Indian, and they used to communicate with the other people. They have to run 40 miles. So these people, they only know that, you know, they run 40 miles. So as they growing up, you know, when men came and start studying these guys, they see that the older they get, the faster they get. Because the realistic what shows, like, you know, they believe the more they do the way 40 miles, you know, going back. So the more they do, the better they get. So these young guys, 20 years old, the guys when they hit their 40s, where they are very fast. So these guys was like, man, we have to study these people. And what it was, they come up to what they believe. And what you believe, that's what's gonna ruin your life. What's gonna take you where your beliefs are very important. So I believe that I'm doing the best of my ability for right now to achieve what is in front of me right now. And I'm not concerned what people said, because what's true for some people, not true for me. Because what it is about belief. And if you believe, you can move mountains.
It seems you spend so much time, you know, taking care of yourself, taking care of your family, being the best Vitor Belfort you can be. How much time do you spend thinking about Chris Weidman?
Actually, almost 0%. Because what it is about preparation of our Vitor Belfort, you know. The best Vitor gotta be there, you know. We study him. It's very important to know what your opponent brings and what's his style, you know, what he likes to do, what he's always with bread and butter. You know, he always, you know, as the fight goes on, when the fighters start getting tired or frustrated, he always go back for what he knows, you know, his core values, you know. I just like, my focus is like preparing Vitor, kicking, punching, knee, because before everybody's like, Vitor come with his hands, and then Vitor comes with the ground, and now I'm reinventing myself every day. So I think what it is, like, I'm trying to create like almost like an animal, like feet of gazelle, you know, roar like a lion, and have fast as I can be, so I can be in one place doing many things, and I trying to be creative, an artist. That's what it is, you know.
The Phenom. Do you still relate to that name, or do you feel like it's time for a change? Can you still be a Phenom 20 years later?
Yes, the Phenom is always a Phenom. You know, I think he's, and you gotta, and that's what the thing is, like, you have to be, you gotta live up to what it is. You know, if you want to be somebody, if you want to keep doing something, you gotta be keeping doing your best. You cannot stay on the game if you don't improve. I think you cannot last. And you gotta know that everything has time, you know. Time to cry, time to read, time to laugh, it's time to win. And I think this is a good time, you know. We're going in the process of harvest now, be having fun in every season.
You know what it's like to be a champion, so it's not like you're trying to accomplish something you've never accomplished before. So with that in mind, what does this mean to you? Is it something special? Does it mean something unique, something new? What does this accomplishment mean to you?
It is a journey. I think it is, the journey is what really matters for me, the process, you know. You know, we have a saying in my house. We have if you guys are gonna film here at the gym, you're gonna see a lot of, we work a lot of what we believe, the core values or our beliefs, and one of the things that is the process and outcome. You know, process is something that I have control. You know, I have control of the process, and I believe that the journey of a real champion is not about one event. It's because, like my wife's telling me all the time, the most important fight, the most important achievement is what's next. Because when you achieve that thing, it became history, and people talk about it, people criticize you about it, but it became history. So you gotta be focused on in the process, and you gotta understand that the process is living day by day, time by time. You know, going through the process. Don't try to escape. It's gonna get pain. You're gonna bleed. You're gonna get, you know, people are gonna try to discourage you, but you focus on the process. You bring your values, you bring your people. You know, it's like we have a mission. So when you achieve the glory, it's almost like it's something that's not new, but something that we share. And I know who gave me the glory. I know it's God's glory. I know that belongs to Him. So I have to make sure I stand on my ground and I share that, because actually we have a lot of people that work in, you know, my house. I have my wife, my kids, my trainers, my friends, you know, sponsors, you know, fans, you know, all over the world. So people, the key is to share your glory and understand that that glory belongs to God, and you just continue to live your life, and hopefully that I can, you know, contagion people to don't give up, to live their dreams.
I'm curious, do you sit back at all and do you ever close your eyes at night or during the day, or do you envision the fight at all? Do you think about how it's going to go? And if so, you know, when it plays through your mind, how do you see this fight playing out?
I see the fights playing out, you know, the strategy wise. You know, I see me, you know, getting my game on, you know, and kind of be ready to apply. You know, they say, well, you have plan A, plan B. I have one plan, and my plan is win. You know, I you know, it's like almost like if you start getting too much like, oh, I have plan A, plan B, it's not like I'm a magician. I'm a fighter. I go there to win. You know, so we have head kicks, you know, front kicks, right arm set, you know, hooks, combination, 3 combos, 4 combos, 6 combos, you know, ground game. We got everything, and just to go, when I play out it, and I'm always in the win position. You know, my wife, you know, they put some art in my house. You know, every time I go, I have my spinning. They create like some character, like, you know, on the head, on the body of I think is you know, Luke Rockhold. We have the head of Chris Weidman. You know, on the body of other, we have the head of Chris Weidman. It's always the next, you know, and it becomes him. But for me, it's almost like it's winning. It's like my arm race, you know. I'm winning every round and every second of the fight. Enjoy, you know, enjoy the pain. If you don't like pain, you're in the wrong sport. That's what I mean. Like sometimes I ask myself, I'm an entertainer or I'm a fighter, or I'm an athlete. So it's 3 different things. You gotta understand. You have to be an entertainer, you gotta be an athlete, and you have to be a fighter. But the most important of these 3 things is which one?
I'd say fighter.
Yeah, the fighter. So, but and then I go back to life. You know, I'm talking right now, and we have people and lawyers on watching me, you know, doctors or some kid, and he say, I don't know, but everyone is a fighter. You have to fight for your family. You have to fight to live your dreams. You gotta fight to live your morals and your principles in the midst of this grace world, you know. Like sometimes the righteousness, oh, I'm looking for my righteousness. I think I deserve this, you know, racist. No, you know, because I'm black, I'm white. I don't have colors. You know, sometimes you gotta just understand, you know, we don't have colors. We are all the same. But people are fighting for their rights. But in the end of the day, we are fighters. But on that cage, that you see on the back right now, you gotta be a fighter before the athlete and before the entertainer. So that's how I gotta remind myself, I'm a fighter who end up entertaining people, who end up motivating people, who end up, you know, being an athlete because I have to be an athlete. But the most important thing I cannot forget, I'm a fighter, fighting to win.